Hey friends, how is it going? Brittany here. I am so I just got home from the grocery store and I'm going to talk about that. But before I do that, our topic today is how can goals become achievable? So at this point in the year, as far as when we're recording this, you've probably have set your goals. You maybe have even wrote out a list of how you're going to achieve those goals or everything you need to do. And usually what happens, and I should have added this in, but usually what happens is then the overwhelm kicks in because you make your list of all the things you need to do to make your goals happen, and then it gets overwhelming, and it's kind of like, so I went to the grocery store this morning, and it was just one of those days where it was like everything was taking a little bit longer. There were a couple things I was forgetting, and I was kind of going back and forth, right? And it dawned on me like, oh my gosh, this is what happens when we set our goals and then we create a plan. Well, this is what can happen. Okay. So, like, how can goals become achievable without overwhelm? Right. So, maybe you set your goals, maybe you've made the plan, and then the overwhelm kicks in, then the unorganization kicks in, and it's like sometimes like going to the grocery store where I'm like, okay, I need this, and it's on this aisle, and then I come down here, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot this. Now I need to go back 3 aisles, right? And you're like, what happened to my system, right? And I think the same thing happens with our goals. So we set our goals. Maybe we make a plan of how we're going to achieve them. Sometimes we don't even do that. But then what happens is we have this giant to-do list or this plan, and we treat our goals like the whole grocery store, right? Like, here's my goals. Here's all the steps or all of the things I need to meet my goal. Okay, I'm going to do all these things at once, right? Like, I'm at the grocery store. I just need to pick up all of these things. And what happens is then overwhelm and procrastination happens, and then we feel stuck, right? So I'm just going to use like a weight loss example, or like being more healthy as an example, just because I feel like it's very specific and it's something that a lot of people can relate to, right? So a lot of times if we set a goal to eat more healthy or to lose weight, not saying that this is your goal or anything like that, but what we do is it's like, okay, I'm going to work out for 30 minutes a day. I'm going to drink, 64 ounces of water every day. I'm going to eat healthy meals, and I'm not going to eat out, right? And already we're at 4, and I could keep going and keep going, right? Well, what happens is that's too many habits, right? Because the way we achieve goals is through like sustainable habits, right? That's how we achieve goals, is doing things that are sustainable and we can do over and over and over and over again, right? But if you're not used to doing those things already, that overwhelms our brains and our body, because it's too much like difference for our body to be like, oh, I can manage this, right? So I found the best way to like get into habits is to do one small thing for a long time, but then like just try to fit it into my normal routine as much as possible. Okay. So if I'm not used to working out, and if I'm not used to drinking all my water, and if I'm not used to waking up early and I'm not used to, making healthy meals, then that's going to send my brain into overwhelm, and I'm not going to be able to achieve those, right? And to me, that's doing the whole grocery store, right? That's like trying to accomplish the whole grocery store in like at once, right? Like just put it into my cart, right? So instead, how do we usually grocery shop, right? We usually make a list. At least most of us do. Sometimes you don't. But even if you don't, usually what you do is you take it aisle by aisle, aisle by aisle, right? And you're like, is there anything I need down this aisle, right? And so we can use that example with our goals, right? I'm at the grocery store. I want food for my family, right? Here's my goals. I want this for my life or my family or myself, right? Okay, what do I need, right? Here's my grocery list. Here's my list of what I need to do to reach my goal. Okay, I hope you guys are getting the simile and metaphor, right? And so, but then after that, usually it's like, okay, I need all these things, right? And we don't take it aisle by aisle. So to make your goals achievable, take it aisle by aisle. Take it one action step at a time, right? If your goal is to lose weight or be more healthy, and take it one habit at a time. Because even if you don't reach that goal in the time you're allotting yourself, it's still going to make a huge difference and a huge impact because it's going to be more sustainable. So it might not be a short, quick fix, but it's going to be more sustainable in the future, right? Maybe your habit is just drinking your 64 ounces of water a day. It doesn't seem like a lot, but after I was pregnant with Ellie, I did like a weight loss challenge, and I swear the only thing I did was drink more water. Like that's the only thing I did. Oh, actually, I take that back. I think I was already doing my yoga at that time. But that was already a built habit, the 10 minutes of yoga every morning, and I started adding in water. And I lost like 16 pounds. It was crazy. Not saying that that's what will happen to you, but my point of this is saying like choosing one small thing, right? Going down one aisle at a time, making sure that you have everything on your list in that aisle before you move on to the next aisle so you don't have to go back to that aisle, right? Making sure that you're building that habit to a point where it's sustainable and it's routine, right? And it's not taking up your willpower, your energy, your brain power to do the thing. Then you can go to the next aisle, to the next step, right? Then you can say, okay, I've been drinking my 64 ounces of water a day. I have my routine for that. I know exactly when I'm drinking water and how much I'm drinking. Now I can add in my exercise, right? And again, it's the same thing. Maybe adding in 10 minutes till that's done, then 20, then 30, then 40, right? Instead of being like, I'm going to work out for an hour, 3 days a week, right? So building it up. And that is how we're going to make our goals achievable, right? Without overwhelm, without procrastinating, right? Like it's so much easier to be like, yeah, I'm going to reach that goal when it's like, oh, I just have to drink an 8-ounce glass of water at this time and this time and this time and this time. I mean, I can just set my alarm for that. And I only have to drink an 8-ounce glass of water. I don't have to try to chug a gallon, right? All of those things. Right? So going back to the grocery store, right? That's why we make our lists so that we can take it one aisle at a time, right? And so that if we forget one thing, it's not like you're like, oh, I just have to go back one thing. It's not, oh, I'm just trying to throw everything in my cart. And then I get home and I'm like, I didn't grab this. I didn't grab that. I didn't grab this. I grabbed all these other things that I really don't actually need. Right. All righty. So there you go, guys. That's how you can make your goals achievable. I don't even know if I spell achievable right. It doesn't look right now. That's not the point. That's how you make your goals achievable without getting into stuck, overwhelm, all those things that come with it, right? All those mindset things that come with that. Alrighty. You guys have the best day. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.